Everyone, I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. The Saints come into today's matchup wanting to find a way to walk out of the stadium with win number 5 on the season. It's the Panthers going up against the Saints.
From a city that's played host to 10 Super Bowls, here's a look inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Carolina Panthers and the New Orleans Saints. First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
Let's go, let's round. Let's round. Come on, let's go.
They'll set up to throw. And he's got the veteran here. It's Mike Wallace. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. On first down, this is McCaffrey. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
That goes down as a loss against his rushing stats. But really, should he have to absorb that one? He had no chance on that play before they overwhelmed him.
Pretty much on top of him before he could take his first step. The play fake. He'll look to throw. Going long here for Wallace. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Mike Wallace, the intended receiver. And that takes us from second to third down.
I know the initial focus was on how far that pass was downfield, but how about the coverage on the play? Able to stay with him, get his hands where the receiver's hands were going to try and catch the ball, tips it up in the air, and knocks it away.
Throw here. He'll rifle this one deep right into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. picked off by Marcus Williams. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
6 yards to go here on second down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. From the gun, Bridgewater. He gets it to Brown, complete. Give him 30 yards there. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
Yeah, we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect to them. Hey, you guys got us a turnover. We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. Bridgewater. And this is going to be caught. No, they say it's incomplete. Kobe Fleener, the tight end, his intended target. And it's 3rd and 5.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
Bridgewater from the gun on third down. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. Third down, he tried to stay in bounds, did all he could. He caught it, but he was led a little bit too far.
Yeah, that's always difficult, isn't it? Because you know half of your body is trying to stay behind while the other half is reaching out, trying to catch the football. The top half worked. It was the bottom half that was in question.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one.
Let's go!
They'll look to throw here. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
The Saints with an extra defensive back here on third on the field.
Could they blitz?
Here we go.
They'll need to get the play off quickly. Third down, here's McCaffrey. And he showcased the spin, but couldn't do much else as he's wrangled down. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up fourth down. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Update now from a game going on in Pittsburgh. And it's the Ravens that have moved out to an early advantage. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses.
Let's go. Way 90.
And to give this time to the tailback. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
When we talk about Luke Kuechly, you can't talk about his overall game without talking about his intelligence and how he controls the whole defense. He quarterbacks that defense, and at times will actually make checks, just like a quarterback would on offense to get them into the right defense. They definitely were on that play. How about that finish, holding that to a minimal gain?
Way 90. Way 90.
Bridgewater now on second down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee.
And the Panthers bring in their nickel set as they try to defend here on third down.
5 defensive backs.
Be ready. Blue 58. Blue 58.
From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on fourth down. Back deep, Jakeem Grant. Fielded just inside the 20. A big boot that time. 57 yards, the official distance. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. And onto the field, here come the Panthers. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Only a gain of a yard there, but it indeed gets him a new set of downs.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
Back to the ground on first, it's McCaffrey. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard after the 36.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. second down following the run.
Let's go. Flex round. Flex round. Flex round. Flex round. Come on, let's
Play
go.
clock winding down. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that'll make it 3rd and 1. The play clock's running down. Looking to throw. He's got his man. That's Wallace. A big 3rd down play there for the Panthers. And even 40 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Back to the ground attack here. It's McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. With my good friend Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin with you. It's the Panthers in possession of the football as we begin quarter number 2. They've got a 2nd down and 8 to start things out. He'll drop to throw. Flush to his right. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd.
Well, the defensive guys won't be real happy because there won't be a sack on this play because he did get back to the line of scrimmage. But what a job they did overall. Hemmed him in and gave him nowhere to go with the football.
The Panthers on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
Come on, let's go. Ryan 38.
He'll look to throw. Open man left side is Wallace, complete. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. And Godot's kick is right through. And that will tie us at 3-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
Yeah, as an offensive coordinator, if you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work. But in his defense, this has been a stifling defense so far. So they've got to start finding a way to unlock them as this game goes on.
And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's going deep for Brown. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at 2nd down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, helped force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete.
Let's go. 180. Hey.
On 2nd down, Bridgewater again. He gets it to Thomas. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
And now here's a carry heading left. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Let's go.
Now a first carry for LeGarrette Blount. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action and hit them over the top.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight right.
They'll try to throw here now. Bridgewater. That's Samuel. Caught left side. An agile move and a nice gain, then dropped at the 25-yard line. 7 yards on the play, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
Let's go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. And when you're running the football, one thing you don't want to see is a big boy coming up there to swallow you whole in those D tackles and nose tackles.
No, you're actually counting on your big boys to protect you from them. But on that play, the defensive tackle had the leverage, and he won the battle. No gain, correct?
No gain. So we're trading field goals here in the opening half. No breakthrough yet on the touchdown front. We've got a 6-3 game.
And really, I like what I've seen from both of these defenses thus far. Both have been a little more aggressive than I expected. And I think that's reflected in what we see on the scoreboard, which is no touchdowns to this point.
The Panthers offense here, they get ready to head back on the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
that.
Super toe.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they've bottled them up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
Let's go.
They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. It leaves them with 3rd and just a yard.
If they're going to get a first down out of this, they're going to have to earn it because there's been tough going in the interior there. And here we are on 3rd and 1. Be prepared. Brace yourself. Going to be some contact going on.
And now prior to this 3rd and 1, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. The Panthers on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Here we go. 38. 38. Ohio.
They'll drop the throw. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
Come on, let's go. Ohio.
They'll run it here. This is Deontay Foreman. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
The Panthers on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2.
Come on, let's go. 38.
Another run, this time McCaffrey. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th. Here's Andy Lee now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to New Orleans after this. Here's Andy Lee now as he'll punt it away for the second time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. This is taken at the 15. Well, not only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That good for 19 and a 1st down.
And this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
A 2nd down throw for Bridgewater. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Fresh set of downs here. Bridgewater to throw it. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. second down now after the incompletion.
Let's go. Wait, 90.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
Well, forget about finding a lane there. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Probably fortunate he was able to hold on to the football.
The Saints on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is third down and 12.
Get rid of there. Wide 80.
Bridgewater now from the 50. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now.
There are a good number of coaches at any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
And here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Just get out of there.
Flex round. Flex round. Come on, let's go. Ohio.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. So if you like field goals, this is your game. 6-3, 3 field goals at the break. As we send you over to our headquarters in Orlando, where we check in with Larry Ridley for our EA Sports Halftime Report. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. On the NFL scoreboard, second quarter up in Minneapolis. It's the Lions that have grabbed the early lead. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets them a new set of downs. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground.
We got three, fellas. We got 3. Get ready. Wide 80.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Get ready.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. And ready now for 2nd and 9.
Let's go. Wait 90. Wait 90.
They go play action. Bridgewater. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. K1 short. In there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum. They didn't get that done in the first half of the game. Let's see now if they start to bring even more exotic pressure towards the quarterback.
3rd and long for Bridgewater. He's going to air one out. He's got it at the 15. A gain of 39 that time. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
And he's got it over the middle. Flainer. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. The Saints on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Out of the gun, Bridgewater. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Vernon Butler coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it'll be 4th down. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. And Lutz puts this one through. And the lead will increase to 6 now. It's 9-3. So 3 field goals for him here, and this last one helps him stretch out the lead.
And he's been solid as usual. And this is what you need to do. Make sure you get points out of every possession. And so far, they've done a nice job of that.
The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. And they still need 8 yards for the first here on 2nd down. Back to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room. Boy, they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave them a comfortable lead.
Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking, because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
And the Panthers coming out now. And that last possession, really a gut punch. You seemingly had it working. You were in the midst of a very strong drive. Then suddenly the fumble, and you're watching the back of a defender's jersey as he brings it all the way in the other direction.
There's not much more I can add to that. I thought you summarized it perfectly, partner. You just got to regroup and start putting another drive together. That's all you can do.
They go play action here on 1st down. Perry Riley in from from his linebacker spot. He's able to drop him for a loss of about 10. That's number 4. Sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. A good pickup there, 18 yards as they get closer for third down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
They'll set up to throw. And the third down pass falls incomplete.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And a great job on special teams to down it as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team. That their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they? That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage. So 2nd and 9, the defense looking to put them in a bad spot here. Now a carry for Blunt. Only a yard on the pickup, and now they've got a 3rd down and 8.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up. The Saints on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Back near the goal line, Bridgewater. And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line. Mario Addison in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he's on to punt for New Orleans. If he gets this away, it's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. Carolina getting set to take the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Second down following the incompletion. They'll look to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. The Panthers on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Now back to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. So the offense has it 1st and 10.
Let's go! Brand 38! Brand 38! Ohio!
They'll set up a throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Elsewhere, second half action at Heinz Field. And the Ravens have added to their lead. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. And he fires one that's intercepted. The linebacker, Stephon Anthony, with a pick. And he's got room. 20, 10, and he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
They'll try and run it up the middle. And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here come the Panthers now, set to take over on offense. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's out of bounds, but not before a big pickup that time on what's going to wind up being the final play of the 3rd quarter. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Panthers in possession of the football, but facing a deficit here as we get to the 4th and final quarter play.
Let's go! What? Ohio!
Back to throw now on 1st down. Over the middle, hauled in by Smith-Schuster. And he's brought down. 12 yards there as they move the chains. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Here we go! What?
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. That is now 7 interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. And he'll get this up to about the 40. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down. And in this situation with the lead, 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead now. He's been terrific so far. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
The Panthers on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 11.
Come on, let's go. Flex round. Flex round.
Time running out here on the play clock. Looking to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 14. And they will take over with a football just outside of the 10 at the 12-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down.
Let's go. Wait, 9
They'll run again with Blunt. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
And he'll give it here to his running back. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down.
But forget knowing where the 1st down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front, and a lot of times that is one-on-one. And if you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They had more people to the football and snuffed out the play.
And Lutz's kick is good. Checking the NFL scoreboard there in the fourth now in Minneapolis. And the Lions have scored again, widening their lead even further. The win would be just their second of the year if they could hold on. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you've got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here.
Here we go.
Back to throw here. Throw left side, complete to Smith-Schuster. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Come on, let's go.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Steps away to his left. And he slides to avoid the hit. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Cameron Jordan in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. The Panthers on third down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 9. They'll need to get the play off quickly. On third down, he'll drop to throw. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. A first throw for the backup Kessler. And he finds a man on a crossing route. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Nick O'Leary, his first touchdown on the year. And the Panthers, they're able to draw a bit closer. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. And he rifles one incomplete. Tough there. Good pass. Hit the hands. He just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere. Seeing that play, focus, focus, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
Oh, I think the Panthers have got it. They did. Carolina football. Well, that certainly makes things more interesting. You get the score, then you get the onside kick. A little uphill battle still, but a start.
It's not mission accomplished, but the plan is working. They are in a great spot right now, and the best part, they put the defense right back out on the field after having already scored.
Yeah, they've got the momentum here now.
Let's go. Flex round. Flex round.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Give him 30 yards there.
Come on, let's go. Flex round. Flex round.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
He'll look to throw. And an alley to run. And avoids the contact by sliding. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for third down.
Partner was a definite passing down, but he was able to leak out and pick up some good yardage, even though the coverage was excellent. Maybe it's not exactly how they drew it up, but he still got a big chunk of yardage on second down.
Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Here we go. 190.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
The Panthers on third down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Here we go. 190.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So a defensive brain lapse there and an encroachment penalty.
Sometimes when you don't watch the football and make sure that it's snapped, you're watching the offensive player, and they can influence you occasionally and look like they're getting ready to move, and the officials don't detect it.
Let's go. 190.
They're going to look to throw. It's complete to Grant. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Come on, let's go. 190.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game.
Trying to decipher what's going on out there, because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown, and frankly, that should have been another pick right there. They'll look to throw here, and he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. 5 yards that time on the completion, and now it's 3rd and goal. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. And too much on that one. It's out of the back of the end zone, incomplete.
I know every offense wants to start their snaps closer to the goal line, but it's actually harder to throw the ball in those situations. You throw into that tight coverage, you see what happens. Hard to get the ball in there.
Not enough space there. Lucky maybe that it wasn't intercepted. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And this is caught down for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Well, they knew a lot of steps had to happen here. They got step 1, the touchdown. You need a 2-point conversion here, don't you?
You do, and as you continue to look ahead, if they're able to get that, somehow get the ball back and get another score, they have to go for 2 again. That's why teams are practicing multiple 2-point plays.
We saw that in Super Bowl 51 with the Patriots getting a pair of big 2-point conversions. And he will get into the end zone to cut the lead a little bit further. So here we go. They'll need the recovery, obviously, then a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie. And the Saints hands team able to rein this one in. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
Get ready. Wait, Navy. Force.
Now a handoff here to his running back. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And now we get a timeout called on the defensive side of the ball by the Panthers. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. So the offense looking at a 2nd and 8. Now they'll run it on the toss. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late fourth quarter. Do they put the ball in the air here on third?
I don't. I run the football, and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he is knocked down from the side. And a timeout here. Timeout taken, whistles blown. Timeout taken by the receiving team. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a two-score game. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
Back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Jordan in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
A really nice gain of 25 yards. First down now, but the clock continues to move. They'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he can't hang on to it. That would have sealed it. Instead, second down. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off.
He's going to let it fly. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up third down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. He'll look to throw. And he's got some spin. Oh, no, he lost the football. 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Well, Charles, they were close in the end, but they couldn't get that last play, that last little miracle play done. They were within striking distance, but couldn't find a way to score.
They definitely had hope. They definitely had opportunity. Just unable to cash in at the end. Not an easy play by any stretch, but they definitely had a chance.
So for the Saints, they improved to 5-0 now on the young season. And they'll get another home date next week as the Eagles will come to town. Meanwhile, for Carolina, the loss here will move them back to 500 at 3-3. And they will get a home date next week as they will take on the Dallas Cowboys. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Saints are winners here as we say so long from New Orleans.